What's up, Archons? I'm Flightless Pheasant, and now that you're here, we can collect some amber, forge some keys, open some vaults, and loot the treasures inside. But before we do, I'm a huge fan of Keyforge, and if you are too, then please like, subscribe, and hit the bell, as I'll be bringing you even more lore from Keyforge and the Crucible. Today I'll be doing a long-awaited resurgence of my Lore Bites series. This is a series where I try to tackle the lore of Keyforge one topic at a time in order to make it more digestible for people who may not have a strong knowledge base on the lore of Keyforge. Today's topic is actually kind of two topics, and we're going to be talking about vaults and keys. Note that for this subject, it's very important that you have a decent understanding of what amber is, how it works, and what Archons are relative to the others species on the Crucible. So I strongly recommend that you watch my videos on Amber and Archons before watching this one. Okay, with the disclaimer out of the way, we're going to go ahead and start with vaults. Vaults are esoteric collections of knowledge, data, resources, and other rare materials that have been left on the Crucible by whoever created it. These collections of materials remain hidden, sometimes in plain sight, sometimes in extra-dimensional spaces, and sometimes not existing at all, until they are able to send out a signal to nearby Archons, alerting them that the vault can now be opened. Once this signal is sent out, Archons will assemble from the nearby areas of the Crucible and attempt to open these vaults, in order to get access to the things that they can use from the inside. As you might imagine, opening a vault isn't as simple as just being the first Archon to arrive on the scene. In fact, if an Archon wishes to access the contents of a vault, they first have to unlock that vault, which means creating 3 unique keys that will fit the locks on that vault. Each key is unique in both shape, form, and psychic resonance, making them so incredibly unique as to be impossible to interchange. Meaning that if an Archon were to make a key for a specific vault, they would never be able to use it on any other vault that they might encounter in the future. This means that all keys have to be made with the specific vault you are trying to unlock in mind, and often means that Archons don't even themselves know what types of keys they're going to need until they arrive on the scene and get to look at the vault for themselves. Because forging a key is such a complicated process, Archons often enlist the help of other denizens of the Crucible in order to help them collect the necessary amber, forge the keys into the proper form and shape, and then imbue them with the proper psychic resonance. But I think it could be valuable to break this process down a little bit more. Keys must be forged out of unprocessed raw amber. But as we previously discussed, amber is actually kind of hard to come by, especially in any significant quantities. And while keys don't always require large amounts of amber, sometimes they do. The amount of amber required and the shape that it has to be in is unique for each vault. Some vaults may require physical keys, where others might actually require the amber to be shaped into a gaseous container or into a liquid mold. And since every form is different, you have to get amber appropriate for the form that you need. Not only do you have to get appropriately formed amber, but then you have to make sure it has no psychic resonance and can be shaped into whatever shape you need. Again, this could be any shape. It could be the shape of a miniature figurine. It could be the shape of a disc. It could be the shape of a traditional key. Any of these shapes are appropriate for given vaults. And even then, once you've acquired the amber and shaped it into the proper form, you still have to give it the right psychic resonance. And this psychic resonance could be anything. It could be the memory of a first love. It could be the idea of the color of the sky of your homeworld. It could be a particular shade of purple that you have seen once in your life. And because psychic resonances are kind of difficult to imbue into amber, it can be really time-consuming to try to get the right resonance. Fortunately for Archons, a lot of psychic resonance for these particular keys usually can be accommodated by their various assistants from the other races of the Crucible. So okay, I'm an Archon. I've acquired the raw amber I need, I've shaped it into the form that I want, and I've imbued it with the psychic resonance needed to unlock the various locks of this vault. Now that I have all 3 of my keys, and I've unlocked the vault, what do I get? Well, the contents of vaults are also fairly unique. Generally speaking, you can expect to find 2 types of things in a vault. The first are things that are meant for the Archons. These things tend to be motes of light, or tomes of knowledge, or other things that are difficult for non-Archons to understand or integrate. And typically when they find these things, the Archons will consume them into themselves, integrating them into a part of their being. The second type of thing you're going to find is a more physical type of thing. This could be rare amber with a specific psychic resonance. This could be advanced technology. This could be material wealth of other forms of minerals. This could be research notes on a specific new way to apply technological advances. Or it could be medicine or rare herbs or plants from unknown worlds. Almost anything could be in a vault, but one thing tends to be constantly true. No matter what's in the vault, it's valuable. I hope this video gave you a firmer understanding of what keys and vaults are, and maybe gives you a little bit of flavor the next time you sit down to play a game of Keyforge as you understand the Herculean task that you are asking of your meager deck of 3 houses to acquire for you the amber you need to forge the keys so that you can acquire a mote of light that they'll never understand. Come along with me next time when we do another Lore Bites video. I really enjoy this series, and I know you guys do too, and I definitely look forward to the next one. But for now, that's all I have for you today. So until next time, later, Archons.